There is this feeling to me, and I realize based on money and merch and ticket sales and all that, that WWE can do no wrong. Certainly feels that way. I don't happen to think, and this is strictly from me as a fan, I don't happen to think there's a lot to sink your teeth into right now in the storylines in WWE as a whole. Now, I am in on the Bloodline story. We'll get to more of that here coming up. I can't say I was enthused by Damian Priest winning the four-way. I don't know how excited I am for Priest Gunther 2. There seems to be this feeling that Damian Priest is over and is popular, and he was a world champion. Although, as I have said, that world championship reign this year felt like a backdrop to everything going on with Drew and Punk. And Priest got more over and more cheered and probably raised his profile a bit after he lost the title and was with just Rhea. And has been stuck in this Judgment Day stuff. And he wins the four-way last night, and it's him and Gunther whenever they'll do that. I don't know if it'll be at Survivor Series or Raw before that, or who knows. But it does feel like Raw is, in some way, lacking star power. Now, you take Drew McIntyre, you take CM Punk, you take Rhea Ripley, hell, even take Becky Lynch out of the mix. It's a star power that's not there right now. And your single star that you've really created on the men's side in the last year is back to doing what he was doing before he came to Raw. And I'm talking about Jey Uso. He is back involved with Jimmy and Roman and now Sammy. But it feels like if you look at Monday Night Raw, Raw doesn't have that big angle right now that is exclusive to Raw. And you're going to go, well, Matt, they just finished a pay-per-view. You're 100% correct about that. Yes, Io Sky and Liv is going to happen. And Damian Priest and Gunther is going to happen. And yes, it was a reset of sorts for the champions last night to have new contenders. But just because it's a championship match doesn't mean it's got a lot of juice behind it. Gunther Priest for Survivor Series doesn't feel that big. And I'm saying that not with the thought of, well, the rumor was Punk and Gunther. I can look at Gunther Priest and go, I'm not super into that match. I've seen it before. I don't think Priest is the guy to beat Gunther. Or once again, are you going to beat Gunther 2 times in a row? Because that's the issue with having him lose to Cody. I just don't feel like Priest has hit the level of star power that he needs as a babyface to make me care about this match, to make me want him to beat Gunther, if that is the case. I am wondering if Priest gets this match before Survivor Series and Punk comes back before that, because I don't know about you guys, but I still look at Survivor Series as a fairly big deal. It's not on the level of SummerSlam. It's not on the level of WrestleMania. It's not on the level of Royal Rumble. But I still think it's a fairly big show, and it has been presented as such with War Games the last couple of years, and we're going to get War Games again this year. But is Gunther Damian Priest something that you want to see on Survivor Series? Do you want to see it beforehand? What I come back to is I think right now And there are some similarities to the Attitude Era, where the top story is so hot that sometimes that's all you need. And this is not the first time this has happened with the Bloodline. A lot of stuff on SmackDown, while the Bloodline was doing their thing, fell short of being interesting, fell short of being anywhere near as big as the Bloodline stuff. But it didn't matter because the Bloodline stuff, specifically the Sammy stuff, and that time when they were hot, and the trial of Sammy, all that stuff, that was drawing. That was moving the needle in a very big way. You could see it. And they have it again. And I'll get to that in a second. I am happy that Liv is going to be in a feud now, theoretically, with Io Sky over the Women's World Championship. Not over Dom, not over revenge, not over love triangles. And I also say that knowing that stuff has clicked quite well. That stuff is doing, hitting that 1 million view mark on YouTube and such. So I get that works. It's not been for me. I think Io obviously can wrestle circles around Liv, but how does that work with Raquel and all that? And the question is now, where were they supposed to go? Because Rhea's injury is legit. She's out of the mix. Did they have to call an audible and go to the No More Contender match and get Io in there? Maybe that's the case. I also come back to right now, we are staring at a very, obvious new versus old Bloodline War Games match. No doubt about it, right? The women's match last year and even the year before, while we've seen, Damage Control or whatever, it's been thrown together more so. We have to book to the stipulation that's already decided. Whereas the Bloodline and the War Games matches for the men the last 2 years, it was Judgment Day and you got Randy back and all that stuff. The year before was obviously, the All-Star team with Sheamus and Ridge and Butch and Drew taking on the OG Bloodline. I mean, all that stuff has made, it has made sense to do. It doesn't feel like we're that close to an obvious women's War Games match. Now, maybe some of the foundation was laid out for that last night with Liv going back and forth with Bianca and Jade. I will say I like the fact that Bianca got mad that Liv was like, oh, watch out, she stabs her in the back. Like they at least a little sprinkle there of hope. Little seed or two planted for the eventual Bianca-Jade breakup. Will that be happening in time to have those two face off at WrestleMania next year? We will see. Did they lay some of the groundwork for the Women's War Games match last night with Liv getting under their skin, getting involved with that battle royal? Obviously, Bianca nor Jade won and Io won. You got plenty of time. You got 4 weeks. So if that is the direction we're going in, sure. Hey, this is Matt Camp. Thanks for checking out one of our recent clips from the Wrestling Mat. Why is someone so close to The Rock kind of throwing Cody under the bus?
Yeah, a lot of people won't engage with Jim Cornette. I did, just because I have a mark for Jim Cornette.
Please subscribe right now. Hit the like and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. And I think you should listen to your TV partners. Let me tell you about WWE and a little insight. More subscribers means more content. And make sure you follow us on social media at WrestlingMat23 on both Twitter and Instagram.